I'm Dr. Whitten, and I'm really excited to share with you this video on self-muscle testing. You know, I learned to be a great muscle tester by working on myself every day, for hours actually. And it's a great way to learn the system without the pressure of working on somebody else, because you're not going to judge yourself if you do something wrong. And you know, you can't always find somebody to work on, but you always have your body. So it's an excellent way to learn the system of muscle testing without any pressure. So what I want to do is show you some basic ways to muscle test yourself. People, when they're first learning, they fight too hard. They hold it too tight. And so you really want to relax into it. When it's strong, it should be effortlessly strong. And when it goes weak, it's simply like when you get the password and the gate opens, it just opens effortlessly. So it's strong and then it just goes weak. So relax into it. If you're finding you're having a hard time getting a clear reading, just take a deep breath. Just relax into it and just have it be effortless and easy. So there's some advantages and disadvantages of different types of muscle testing. If you ask a question, there's a very well-known technique for muscle testing where you take your thumb and ring finger and you create like a link. They call it a link, and you try to pry it apart. You take your thumb and index or thumb and middle finger and try to pry it apart. So strong equals yes and weak equals no. So if you ask a question, strong equals yes and weak equals no. So you try to hold your fingers together while the other hand pries it apart. The problem with that is that it takes both of your hands to do it. So if you want to find the location of something, or if you're testing a supplement, you can't have both hands occupied with the muscle test. So there's one-handed techniques which I'll show you for testing supplements, or if you want to find the location on your body or someone else's body. Another way to do two-handed muscle testing is to create interlocking fingers, and you try to break the bond like that. It's a pretty conspicuous way to do it. If you're in a restaurant saying, should I have the cheeseburger? No. Should I have the lasagna? No. It's kind of hard to do it in a subtle way. So that's one of the disadvantages. This is pretty subtle. You can kind of put it in your lap and nobody really sees what you're doing. You know, it doesn't look too weird. This one is a one-handed technique where you take your middle finger and push down and your index finger resists. So this would be a yes and this would be a no. And I use that a lot, especially when I'm working on a patient and I'm testing certain spots on their body, and it goes weak when I find, let's say, a bone out of place or an acupuncture point that's blocked. So that's a really good technique to learn, so you can do it one-handedly. Some people will take a supplement and feel if they lean into it or lean away. Most people lean into it if they want the supplement. I found all you have to do is just stand there and say, give me a yes. And my system actually goes back for a yes. Most people's systems go forward for a yes. But you could just say, okay, show me a yes, and see which direction that you leaned, so you can get clear on how your system answers yes or no for that question. There's many other ways as well. You could muscle test your arm like that, you know, where you're the tester and the testee, just doing an arm test. And you know, everyone has their own way of doing it. Some people pry it apart this way. Some people prefer this in the left hand versus the right hand. So it's personal preference. Whatever you feel like you can get a clear reading on, that's the best system for you. So thanks so much and good luck.